mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuiden sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. Did you know that the unpaved roads of the Harappan Wildlife Reserve has long experience bumps and sudden jolts on your safari adventures? To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that will be aggravated by this adventure. Expecting mothers should not ride. Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will arrive on shore. Aside the sound, enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safaris. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuiden a sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Harappan Wildlife Reserve has you may experience bumps and sudden changes in safari adventure. To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, back or neck problems, motion sickness. Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante Sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuiden a sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Harappan Wildlife Reserve pass rough and rugged terrain. You may experience bumps and sudden changes in safari adventure. To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, back or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expecting mothers should not ride. Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante Sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari.
Hi guys, how many?
Be your safari guide as we make our way into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, before we get started out here on our journey, I have a couple of very important safety reminders first. Number one is to remain fully and completely seated at all times, even while the truck is not in motion. And number two, please keep all of your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck.
Here we are riding the safari today
Now, this is going to be
at
a
Animal
photo safari
Kingdom
today, so
in
have those
Orlando,
cameras
Florida.
out. They are pretty active and they don't always stop and pose for your cameras, but we also cannot stop for every single animal who we may find out here either. Although it looks like as we are making our way into the Little Aturi Forest here, over to the right hand side, I'm already spotting our very first animal today, which is behind this tree here on our right, known as the okapi. Now, as you can see, the okapi is wearing those zebra party pants today, with those black and white stripes just across those back and legs. Now, those stripes oftentimes make people think that okapis are closely related to the zebra family, although they are the closest living relative to the giraffe. Now, just like a giraffe, okapis have a very long, prehensile tongue that they'll use to wrap around the branches of the forest, but to pull their food off from a little bit easier. Now, on the right hand side, up there on the very top of that bush, there are two black and white birds. One's kind of sitting down in the nest there, but that one sitting up there, they are both known as the saddle-billed storks. Now, those storks may look pretty short, but they can stand up to about 5 feet tall, and they have a wingspan of about 9 feet wide. Now, those storks get their name, the saddle-billed stork, from a yellow saddle-shaped collar that sits on the very top of their bills. Now, it looks like I spot some antelopes just up ahead here on the left, which are a couple of gray-colored antelopes known as the greater kudu. Now, greater kudus are known to be some very agile jumpers who can jump up to about 8 feet high in the air. But also right here on the left-hand side, there's a couple on top of the hill there, and we're going to find these copper-colored antelopes known as the bongos, and then those gray-colored antelopes are sitting down here in front of that bush there to our left. Now, we had some pretty good luck just back there in the forest today, so hopefully that luck is going to continue along with us now as we are making our way into the waters of the Safi River. Now, the river up ahead is home to those aquatic animals who spend a lot of time down in the water, which make them a bit trickier for us to spot and find sometimes, as they may tend to look like a floating rock or a dark shadow completely submerged underneath the water's surface. From a very light pink color, which appears on their backs that become even darker throughout their mating season. But it looks like over to the left-hand side, we're going to be able to spot a couple of the Nile hippopotamus. Now, we're going to keep on going up because there was quite a few more hanging out just on the edge of this island here, so I want to be able to see as many as we possibly can kind of all at one time here. But now, hippos do spend a majority of their day down in the water as a way to keep from overheating. Now, they can hold their breath for about 8 minutes underwater at a time before ever
Look at the
coming up
hippos
for
here at
air.
Animal Kingdom are out.
And
Look at them.
despite their very large size of over 5,000 pounds, they are known to outrun a human up on dry land. But hippos are just herbivores, as their diets consist mainly of fruits and vegetables, with vegetation just like grass and hay mixed into their diets as well. Now, we saw here
Sleeping hippo.
there in the water, but I do see a few carnivores over towards our left-hand side there today. Those carnivores on our left here are known as the Nile crocodile, and they are the largest crocodilian found in Africa, as on average, they will grow to be about as long as a giraffe is tall, and they weigh about 500 pounds on the average. Now, those crocodiles can go up to months at a time without ever eating, and that's because they can eat about half of their body weight in just one single feeding. ecosystems out here today, which you can probably tell by this landscape up ahead, how it's beginning to change quite a bit. Now, this means that we are making our way down into the savanna, which is a mainly flat and very dry piece of land that has very few and minimal trees on it, especially compared back there to the forest and river that we were just in. But that lack of trees on the savanna also means that those animals who live on it and call it home have to rely very heavily on their natural speed and agility to help them evade and protect themselves from any predators who they may face in the wild. Now, I'm already spotting some zebras over there towards our right-hand side today, who are the Hartmann's mountain zebras. Now, the Hartmann's mountain zebras are
Sorry for the
only
bumpy ride
species
here,
of
guys.
zebra who have an extra fold of skin underneath their necks known as a dewlap. And that dewlap is something that will help aid the zebras in blood circulation to help them stay nice and cool in the hot savanna weather.
Riding in the savannah.
Now, it looks like laying down here behind this den off to the left, you may see a couple of African painted dogs right behind that log there. Now, the African painted dogs may look very similar to hyenas, but they are not related. Now, they are one of the most successful predators of the savanna who have a very strong pack mentality to help them hunt their prey down more efficiently. But now, whenever they catch their prey, they will always let any pups in their pack eat first. Over to the left-hand side as well, we're going to see some sable antelopes today. Now, the sable antelopes are one of the only antelopes who, when in a fight or flight situation, they will always put up a fight to defend themselves against any predators instead of just backing down and running away. We may just get a little bit better view here of these zebras over to the right-hand side. Now, kind of how we as humans all have some very unique and different fingerprints. No two zebras have the same striped pattern across their bodies. But that being said, a baby zebra will always memorize its mother's striped pattern as a way to never lose its mother or to get lost or separated from the rest of the herd. Now, also coming up here to the right-hand side, we're going to find some of the Ankole cattle today, whose horns will grow to be about 4 to 6 feet long. Now, the Ankole cattle is also known as the Watusi cattle, as they were named after that first tribe of people that domesticated them, who were the Watusi tribe in Africa.
Awesome. Beautiful ride in the savannah today.
Now, also on the right-hand side here, there's quite a few of these smaller brown and white antelopes today, known as the springbok.
I don't know if you can see, but here's a
get their name
giraffe.
from their ability to spring up into the air about 6 feet high when frightened. But it looks like over to the right-hand side here, I do see some wildebeest and even the tallest animal in the entire world. Now, wildebeest are an animal that travels thousands of miles across the savanna each year. And giraffes are the tallest animal in the entire world, as they will grow to be about 20 feet tall. Now, despite a giraffe's very tall height of 20 feet, they are still some pretty fast creatures that can run up to a speed of about 35 miles per hour. Now, also laying down here on the left, there's those 2 tan-colored antelopes who are known as elands.
Oh, there's a giraffe over here. Taking a lunch break.
Giraffes to see there to our left-hand side and also coming up here on our right-hand side as well. But giraffes are a very active animal, as kind of like myself, giraffes also spend most of their days actively looking for food. Now, they have a very long prehensile tongue of about 18 inches, which they will use to reach up and pull their food from those lower hanging branches off of trees. Now, speaking of trees, though, I am noticing quite a few of them broken down right up ahead here, which this could be a pretty good sign that we're now making our way into some elephant territory today. Now, elephants are the largest land mammal to walk the planet, but are also very active creatures that like bulldozing trees down to help them clear a path when migrating, when on the hunt for food and water. But elephants also like to bulldoze trees down just for fun as well. And then right there on the right-hand side, we're going to get a pretty good side profile view there of an African elephant today. Now you can tell that this is the African elephant here just by its ear shape, as its ears closely resemble the shape of the continent of Africa. And on the left-hand side right there on the hill, there's a mandrill that we're going to spot today as well. Actually, he got a little bit shy, so we're going to keep on going. But now, mandrills are the largest monkey species in the entire world, as males will weigh about 100 pounds in size. Now, both male and female mandrills have that red and blue color on their noses that we just saw back there, but the males is naturally a little bit more brighter than the females. Now, that being said, when mandrills feel any kind of emotion or even threatened, that red and blue color on their nose does become a little bit more vibrant. Now, I know that we got a pretty good view back there of that African elephant, but I'm actually hoping that we may get lucky enough to find maybe a couple more up ahead today as well. Now, elephants like to live and operate in what is called a matriarchal society, and what that means is that baby female elephants will grow up and spend the rest of their lives with their mothers. Now, baby male elephants will also spend those early years of their life with their mothers as well, but when the males reach those late teenage years, they will venture off to live by themselves. So because we only saw that one big elephant back there to our right, that was a pretty good sign it was a male, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled here to see if we can maybe come across that matriarchal society of female elephants today. Now, if you remember, I did mention how elephants are the largest land mammal to walk the planet, and that is because they weigh about 14,000 pounds in size. But now, elephants are known for those two ivory tusks and a very long trunk, which they will use for some everyday functions like drinking water, eating, and breathing. But that being said, a fully grown adult elephant will use its trunk and eat about 300 pounds of food every single day. But now, elephants are also known to have some very sensitive skin, so it is very common to find them using their long trunks to fling dirt and mud across their backs with as a way to act as a natural sunblock to help them coat and protect their skin from the hot savanna
Taking
sun.
a nap, some of them
And it
are.
looks like we're going to find a couple more elephants over here to our left, including one taking a little afternoon nap there as well.
We appreciate you riding the safari ride with us today. Make sure to join our page later for some more live shots. Enjoy our videos. Thanks for following our family. Have a great day.
She almost blends in perfectly with those rocks.